All right, hello, this is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been spending quite a bit of time going over the online PDF book AppInventor2, Create Your Own Android Apps by Wilbur, Abelson, Spertus, and Looney. Remember that book is available at the following URL. I like to blow these up so that you're able to see it. All right, so again, if you go out to http://www.appinventor.org/book2. And it is, I think, set up so if you only put in what's in blue right there, you should get it also. So far I've gone through Chapter 1, the Hello Purr, Chapter 2, Paint Pot, Chapter 3, Mole Mash, Chapter 4, No Texting While Driving, Chapter 5, Ladybug Chase, Chapter 6, Map Tour, and Chapter 7, which is Where's My Car? I'm now going to start on Chapter 8, which is the President's Quiz. As mentioned here on the page, it says it's a trivia game about former leaders of the United States. In this case, it's a quiz about presidents. All right. So we're going to use list variables in here, and a list, again, is similar in concept, if you've had other programming languages, to an array. And in fact, we will use two list variables to store the data, the quiz questions and the quiz answers. And we'll use an index variable to keep track of where the user is in the quiz. And I should mention that when we get to Chapter 10, all right, in Chapter 10, we will sort of revisit this. We'll write a more generic quiz program so it'll be easier for you to modify it. As far as what we're supposed to learn in here, as it says, the app is actually shown there in the figure on the right. So we'll define list variables for storing questions and answers in lists. We'll sequence through a list using an index, also known as iterating our way through. So each time the user clicks the next button right here, the next question will appear up here, and eventually the particular graphic that goes along with it or image will change also. So the question will come up, you enter your answer here, and you click submit. Then you'll find out if you're right or wrong, and you click the next button, and you'll continue on. Now, this is a simple example program, and there's only going to be, I believe, 3 questions in here. We'll use conditional if behaviors to perform operations only under certain conditions. All right? And as it says, we'll use an if block to handle the app's behavior when you reach the end of the quiz. Because when you reach the end, what do you want to do? Well, one thing that we may want to do when we get in there is we may want to have the quiz go back to the beginning again after it's reached the end. All right? Finally, we want to, again, switch the image so that the image keeps in sync with the particular question. So we are supposed to navigate to the App Inventor website, which I've already done, and create this program that will be called President's Quiz. So now we've got that. Whoops, don't need that. And you'll need to download the following pictures for the quiz onto your computer. So let's just grab all those right now. I'm just going to take all of them and just copy them to the desktop. I think there are 5 total. Oh, there's 4. So they're all done. Okay, great. So I did the Ruse Church, which is Franklin D. Roosevelt and Winston Churchill, a picture of Nixon, a picture of Carter, and I don't remember who that was, but whoever China's leader I think was at the time. a picture of an atomic explosion. So as it says, we'll load these images into the project in the next section. So next we have to design our components. Notice as it says here on the bottom of page 130 that the President's Quiz has a fairly simple interface for displaying the questions and allowing the user to answer. All right, here's the snapshot, so we're just going to build this. So we will have right underneath our screen, and we'll change the name to President's Quiz in a minute, we want to put in an image, then a horizontal arrangement, and that horizontal arrangement should have in it a text box and a button, and then after that we'll have a label, another label, and another button. Okay, so again, as far as what you see here, okay, hopefully that makes some sense to you. I have to pause for just 1 second. All right, so as it says, to create this interface, first load the images that you downloaded into the project, into the media area. Remember how we do that. So we come into our media area here, click Upload Image, and let's just bring in all 4 of them. So desktop, and the first one was Ruse Church. So there's that one. Next, we have, I think it was Nixon. Let's put it on here under Date Modified. There goes my heat. Sorry. Alright, again, I apologize when my heat goes on. It just gets too loud in here, but I have downloaded the Roosevelt Churchill GIF, the Nixon GIF, the Carter China GIF, and the Atomic GIF. So those are all in here now. Alright. I need an image component, which we're not going to change. So let me come over here, grab the image component, put it in there. For now, at least, I don't know what they want us to do with this, but I'm going to set the width to fill parent so it's nice and big. All right, I'm sure we're going to change the dimensions of the height in just a couple minutes. We need a label, which will be question label. All right. And it'll display the current question. Oops. It's supposed to be question label, not just question. Okay. Then we need a horizontal arrangement. Which I believe we're not going to change the name. Again, I'm going to immediately set the width to fill parent. Okay. And inside of there, we want the text box called Answer Text and the button called Answer Button. So there's our text box, and that is going to again be called Answer Text. And we're also going to put in a button, and that button is going to be called Answer Button. Okay, and let's see, just says submit. Okay, that's fine, so we'll change the text on that to submit, which will make it smaller, which is fine. Okay, I'm not going to worry about spacing it out or anything right now. All right, then next we want a label, and it's going to be the right wrong label and a button, which will be the next button. So there's the next button. This is, I think, the right wrong label, so it'll display correct or incorrect, and this will be the next button. All right. So again, this will be right wrong label. And we'll need a button. And that's next button with just the word next on it, I believe. right, and although the author doesn't, I like to take little liberties here, so I'm going to take the width and make it fill parent, and I'm going to take the font size and make it about 18, so this is bigger. And the next button, I'm going to also take the width and set it to fill parent, and let's set the font size on that to 18, and we'll also bold it. Now 18 may be too big for the text we're going to put in here for our question. We'll fix that. We'll fix that as the need arises. All right. So set the image one picture to Roosevelt Churchill. Set the width to fill parent and the height to 200. I'm going to do this, and then we'll start on the second lecture. So we want the height set to 200 pixels. All right, and we want the picture set to the Roos Churchill. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Set the question label text to question ... You'll input the first question in the blocks editor. Let's make this a little bigger as well, so we'll make that, let's say now we'll make it 16. Set the answer hint to enter an answer and set the text property to blank. Move it into the horizontal arrangement. I've already done that, so in here, we're going to have to put the hint to enter an answer. So this here, we have to find the hint. So that will be enter and answer. It doesn't show until we're actually running the program. Change the answer button text to submit and put it in the horizontal arrangement. Well, you can see I've already done that. All right. Change the next button text to next. I've already done that. Change the right wrong label text to blank. All right, there's the right wrong. So we want, well, the width is fill parent, so we'll just get rid of the text. Again, just so it's a little bit easier to see, we'll change the color on it. All right. Let's make it a little higher too. So let's make the height, I don't know if this will work or not work, but for now we'll make it 30 pixels. There. Okay, so we basically, I think, now have our interface built. All right, so in the next step here, we're going to start adding our behaviors to our components, and I'll be back to do that shortly.